Zenbivy sleeping system. Is it really worth the hype? That's the question I asked myself, because I have a sleeping bag, I have a quilt, I tried all kinds of options. What I haven't tried yet is the Zenbivy sleeping system. So today I will review it to give it a thought on, is it actually worth 600, 800, 1000 US dollars? Let's try it out now. So what we do in this video is, let's go through the light version of the Zenbivy and compare it to my standard sleeping bag, which I use to sleep in minus 15 degrees, minus 10 degrees, minus 5 degrees Celsius outside. My sleeping bag is labeled minus 8 degrees Celsius comfort temperature, and the Zenbivy is minus 12. So based on numbers, it should be a little bit warmer, but today we will just try out how does it work and is it really worth the hype?
So let's take a closer look and compare the Zenbivy to the sleeping bag. So as you can see here already, the sleeping bag is just around 1/3 in size of the Zenbivy. Of course, I know the sleeping bag is in a compression bag and the Zenbivy is not, but even if you really press it down, I was very surprised how big it is, right?
Just to showcase what the difference is, what I'm talking about, this is my sleeping bag, right? The Quiza, minus 8 degrees comfort temperature. Everything is super fine. This huge bad boy here is the Zenbivy.
So I would say let's take it out of the bag and build it up. And as you can see here, it's mainly two pieces, right? So you have the quilt or the blanket, and then you have the bed sheets or the sheets for the mat, you can say. So let's put it on. It's pretty nice because you can just put it on every sleeping mattress you have. There's a headpiece and a bottom piece, and there's this little string I'm currently detaching, and that string will hold everything in place. So let's put on the head first, and then we will put it to the bottom. It will go on every single sleep mattress up to, I think, 1.95 meters, I believe, but it's also a little bit with elastic in there, so you can even stretch it a little bit. And now we just fixate it on the back with the string, and then we just put it tight, and then it's pretty good in place. The whole idea here is that you don't sleep on the sleeping mattress anymore. The idea is that you sleep on a nice bed sheet. And now the Zenbivy, so the blanket just goes like a normal quilt, you can say. And now on the top, we have on each side 4 color-coded connecting points. So it starts with yellow, and then it goes to green, and then blue, and then yellow again. And these connecting points are supposed to hold the blanket and also the entire bed sheet in place, you can say. And the goal is that no cold can come from the side. Now let's lay into the Zenbivy. So it's like a quilt, as I said. And then let's connect it also on the right hand side. Here it's the same process. We have 4 connection points, yellow, green, blue, and yellow again. And then it will be as a fixed system, almost like a sleeping bag. But because the quilt lays on top of you and the bottom piece is attached to the mattress or to the sleeping pad, you have a lot more freedom. But before we do anything, of course, we have to test if a 2.7 meter person, 6'9", can probably lay inside of the Zenbivy. So for that reason, let's lay flat and see how it looks. And as you can see, I can fit properly in here. That means somebody up to 2.10 meters or 7 foot would probably fit in. But now let's fix the Zenbivy pillowcase. It has also 2 attachment points or connection points, which then will be connected to the bottom piece of the Zenbivy. That way it's fixed, but is not connected to your quilt. That means it gives you the freedom to move around. And in this case, it's only the Zenbivy case because I used my own pillow inside. And let's stretch again now a little bit and see, can I fit? I would say it's close, but it works. Let's move left and right a little bit. It works pretty well. And now let's do a little bit more stretching up and down to see how much freedom I have.
Now let's analyze the Zenbivy from the short distance, because it has some unique hooks, you can say, but also some flaws. Let's check it out now. What do I mean? First of all, this is the pillow. You have to buy it separately, but it's fairly cheap. 17 euros is the case. And what is so special about this pillow is it has here these little hooks, yellow hook on that side, yellow hook on that side, in order to hook it into place. Now I used my own inflatable pillow for this one. So I just have my own pillow, which I always use in here. But you can also use, of course, just your jacket or whatsoever. So that one I had to get because my pillow is always moving around where it shouldn't move around, obviously. Okay, so then how does it work now on the side? So the idea is, as you can see, we have 4 hooks on each side and they're color coded. So yellow goes in yellow, green in green, blue in blue, and then we start with yellow again. And that way the quilt, or for that matter, the sleeping system, should stay in place. As we can see on the other side, there I fixed it already in. It's staying pretty good, and I just moved a little bit and nothing happens there. So this particular side could be a game changer for me, because I like to sleep with quilts or with a sleeping bag which is open, and then I have the problem with the sides. Let's look what the footbox looks like. The footbox, Zenbivy has 2 options. Either the option where the footbox will open completely, like a blanket, but that one is not only a little bit more expensive, it's also bigger and more heavy. So I decided, let's go for the closed footbox, which then has a little hook here. We can unhook it, but even if we unhook it, the footbox will not completely open like a blanket. It will always still stay a little bit closed. I like it a lot, but of course for the summer then, well, I will need to push it away. But when you unhook these ones, you can still put the feet out on the side, so that will be super nice. As always, let's analyze the product from a 2'7" man point of view, or 6'9" for my American viewers. So, when I was laying in it, what happened was my head in the end ends up here. That means I cannot comfortably have this one around my ears, you can say, and lay in it. At the same time, I would think, if we're in the winter right now, I mean, you can look around us, we have snow laying around. I don't need to, because it's totally fine if the head is here, and then this one is over the head, you can say. That's what it looked like. And in the summer, because the top quilt, or whatever you call it, the blanket, is only attached on the top 4 anchors, they can be lifted up on the bottom. So that means the foot or the feet are free to go, you can say. The other thing I super enjoyed is really, I know they have now an ultralight system where the what is it called? The mat, which is on the sleeping mattress, is only half. No offense, everyone can do what they want, but I really prefer that it goes to the very bottom. Suddenly the feeling, the plastic feeling goes away of the sleeping mattress, and here we have a really nice fabric to lay on. So the 2 nights I slept already in the Zenbivy now outside, is really, that's the sleeping mattress to go. So in the beginning of the video I said there are a few things which I don't like. So what is it? First of all, it's quite heavy. Second, it is quite big. What do I mean by that? Quite big, quite heavy? I compared, of course, only to the sleeping bag which I own already, which is also for -degrees. It's just smaller and it's lighter. So that will be definitely a little bit of a disadvantage. The second thing is the 4 clips which are supposed to hold it into place on the sides. I tried it last night to sleep in it. I'm not so pleased with it. It stays in place better than a quilt. It stays in place better than a sleeping bag, but there is still a little bit of deviation, you can say. So overall, what can I say? Zenbivy, that is my new sleeping system. It's more heavy, it is a little bit bigger, but for me personally, it's warmer, it's bigger, that means longer. It gives me more opportunity to turn a little bit left and right and also sleep on the side, sleep on the back, whatever I want to. It is really expensive, but I like it that you can pair it with your own accessories, what you have already. Meaning, I use my own pillow and just bought their pillowcase, so I can link my pillow into their system. Also the sleeping mattress, I have an expert sleeping mat, which is rated 5-hour, which is plenty. I don't need to buy a new one. So it's super nice that Zenbivy gives me the option to just include it into the new sleeping system. So I paid now 600 euros, I believe. So that is around 650 US dollars, you can say. And is it a lot of money? Indeed. But the 2 nights I slept in it were really good. I always said before that my best nights were in the Haven tent, isolated with the Haven tent sleeping mattress, and I had an underquilt below that. Now my best 2 nights so far have been in a normal tent, the Nightcat backpack tent, which is also on my channel, and the Zenbivy. I'm really blown away how that works.
And now the entire Zenbivy lineup. Small disclaimer, nothing is sponsored here. It's just I would like to give to the community the answers of the questions I would have if I would be curious about the Zenbivy. So Zenbivy just launched 5 new lineups. Today we reviewed the Light Bed, what we see here on position 2. They also have the Ultralight and the Core Bed. These 3 are the Zenbivys with the clip system. I call it connection points. And then there are the Track and the Overland. They have a zipper on the side.